Hello trainers, and welcome to another episode of Saccharum Versus. That's right, it's back. And today I have another Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle for you. It's in the OU tier and versus Keven. Now Keven I have been facing on the live stream when I was having it, and he challenged me to a Wi-Fi battle for a rematch. And I actually was trying to get some new Pokemon together anyway, so I did decide to make a new team. And as you can see right here, I am packing the Dragonite, the Sableye, a Wigglytuff, Gyarados, Heatran, and Excadrill. And my opponent has Rotom Wash, Delphox, Breloom, Umbreon, his Feraligatr, as well as a Gallade. Now this battle is a little bit of a long one. I wasn't expecting it to turn out this way, but looking at his team, I thought my best lead would be Elliott. In case he did send out his Breloom as a lead, I could just go immediately for the extreme speed and then knock it out. But seeing as he had Rotom Wash, his Bucky the Rotom Wash come out, I decided to switch out immediately because I did not want to take a Will-O-Wisp, and I didn't think I would do enough damage to it anyway. As I do predict the Will-O-Wisp nicely and go straight into my Heatran and take the Flash Fire boost, and I go for Flash Cannon just to see how much damage that would actually do, seeing as it's not doing anything because I believe it's 4 times resisted. I always forget what steel is to that. He does end up going for the Confuse Ray, which kind of threw me off because I knew it had Hydro Pump. It has to because it's Rotom Wash. And knew it had Will-O-Wisp because he just exposed it, and now he has Confuse Ray. So I was wondering if he gave up Volt Switch or if he gave up Rest because he has leftovers. But he does have the Volt Switch here, as I had switched into Midna, the Sableye. And just because I wanted to try and do something to it. If anything, I could leave a burn on it, and that would be great. As he does decide to go into the Delphox here, and I don't want to take a potential Dazzling Gleam, so I decided to switch out. That was one thing I feared on this Delphox the entire time, was a potential Dazzling Gleam, as he does go for Protect, which kind of weirded me out a little bit. And as predicting him to go into the Rotom again, predicting my Earth Power, and I switched into Gyarados. But Gyarados probably wouldn't have been the best switch up onto Rotom Wash anyway, but it was the best I could do, as he does go for Wish, and I do decide to go for Taunt in case he decided to go for Protect, and see any other moves that he had. I felt like it was going to be my best move here to go for Taunt, and luckily he sent out his Feraligatr, because that is a D-dancing Feraligatr that can no longer set up Dragon Dances on me because of the Taunt, at least while it was in play, as he does decide to go into Breloom here, and I decided to go for my very own Dragon Dance. So I did that to try and be able to outspeed and knock out anything I would be able to. I'd probably go for an early sweep in the game. My team is kind of like set up offensive, but not like, I don't really know how to describe it. As he does decide to switch out here and not wanting to take anything. I guess he decided his Umbreon was going to be defensive enough to do it. I did decide to go for Bounce in case he did decide to go for Spore. Then he would have to switch out the next turn, otherwise he would be losing his Breloom right there. So I tried to scare him out a little bit, which didn't really scare him out, as he does decide to go for Moonlight. I found this as a perfect opportunity because I didn't want to get it to keep hitting me, or recovering, so I decided to go for Taunt to get rid of the Moonlight, as he can't use Moonlight now after that. And I do decide to go for another Dragon Dance, and as soon as I clicked it, I forgot and immediately regretted it, because I knew that Umbreon gets Foul Play as its only attacking move. But then I was confident enough that I'd be able to live it, but unfortunately I am going down in one hit. So the first fall of the game, I believe, was actually my Gyarados. So I do decide to go into Guildmaster right here because I do have Fairy type moves to go against it, and I have a little set with this one. It's actually a unique set that I started playing with a little bit, and I'm fixed it finally after this battle, and it's a Sing Zoom Lens Wigglytuff. This is Wigglytuff. I probably will end up having a QR code of it at the end of the video, just because it's one of my favorite sets I've come up with so far. But as the Rotom Wash is asleep right now, I'm able to go for Hyper Voice, which does a massive amount of damage considering that Rotom Wash is specially defensive, to my understanding. And he does wake up and go for the Hydro Pump, which I knew probably wasn't going to be doing too much to me, but it did more than enough that it made me realize that I need to make my Wigglytuff specially defensive. But I am able to 3-hit KO it potentially with Hyper Voice here, 1v1, so that was always really nice here. And I believe this turn I decided to go for the Hyper Voice as well, because I want to try and knock out the Rotom Wash immediately, as he does send out Captain Jack the Feraligatr again to take, I'm guessing, a potential Sing or Hyper Voice or something, as it does take the Hyper Voice pretty nicely. But he does go for Dragon Dance here, as I do go for the not Scope Lens, the Zoom Lens Sing, and I am able to land it again. So, Zoom Lens, if you don't know what it does, it raises the accuracy by 20% if it's slower, if the Pokemon moves second. I believe that's how it works exactly. It might be after I've hit, so I may have gotten lucky, but I know the accuracy was raised. And I am able to go for the Hyper Voice, and he does not wake up this turn. And he is, I believe, faster than me. So I am able to knock this Captain Jack out, a potential and huge threat to my team, out with Hyper Voice thanks to Guildmaster, my Wigglytuff. So putting in some good work there. MVP right there at that point. But Delphox does come out, and probably Wigglytuff would have been able to take this hit if it was specially defense invested, but I'm not sure. I haven't run calcs on it or anything. As I do decide to go from here into Elliott, my Dragonite, because I felt like this was probably my best play. Is what I could do best. I could probably try to clean up here, and I knew that nothing on his team could hit or resist or be immune to Outrage, so I thought this was my perfect opportunity right here to go for Outrage, as he does go into his switch here after protecting, and seeing that I was going to go for Outrage, he goes into Umbreon. As I go into Outrage here, and I'm able to cleanly 2-hit KO this Umbreon, because I do outspeed it as well. So Outrage is coming out again. This is my Choice Banded Adamant Dragonite Elliott. From Peach Dragon, if no one knows, but yeah, so I did decide to do that, and if you notice there, I didn't get confused, so I got lucky and got the third turn of confusion, third turn of Outrage, and this Gallade is going to Mega Evolve here and go for the Ice Punch, which thankfully I had Multiscale on still, because if I did not, I would not be able to have lived this hit, but because Multiscale was still up, I was able to take the hit. Unfortunately, I did get frozen, so that kind of was a little bit of a hacksy thing on my end, and I ended up getting confused here. So at this point, I wasn't sure what I needed to do. I didn't want to switch into something, so I decided to stay in as he sets up a Swords Dance, and I was getting a little bit afraid here. And he does go into, I am still frozen solid, and he goes for the Ice Punch again to knock me out. So it's exactly what I wanted, kind of in this situation after I got frozen. So my win condition kind of had to change here because of the hacks, and I had to go into Midna and keep it reserved, as I do end up going for the Will-O-Wisp onto the Gallade, knowing that after I burn it, it will not be able to do too much to me. I have to rely on Midna here, which is really not the best situation. Because it's going to make the battle a little bit stally. We're only actually halfway through the battle right now because of it. And because all I have left is Sableye, Heatran, and my Excadrill, which has not seen this battle yet. And I do go for the Recover here as he decides to pull out into Rotom Wash because he does realize that his Gallade isn't going to be able to do too much. And I am going for the Mega Evolution here after recovering and going for this next turn. Going to set up Calm Minds now, and luckily I still have Prankster here because Calm Minding was really beneficial on this portion, because he is going to go for the Hydro Pump here after I raise my special attack and special defense. I'm going to take it fairly nicely thanks to the Calm Mind, a lot better than I would have without it. So that was something I really appreciated and kind of needed. But because of this too, my opponent unfortunately must have forgotten that Mega Sableye has Magic Bounce upon Mega Evolution. And so he goes for the Confuse Ray and ends up confusing himself. So as I'm going for the Calm Minds here, because I am trying to set up and trying to deal up as much damage as possible, because the best way for me to win right now is to set up entirely with Mega Sableye and then knock out and sweep through his team. So this is what my plan was, to keep going for Calm Minds and to keep going for Recovers and Dark Pulses where I saw fit. As he does unfortunately get hit himself in the confusion, I guess you could say it's a return of favor for the freeze that he landed on me. And there's yeah, he gets the Leftovers Recovery here, and he is still confused as I went for Recover and got most of my HP back. It's really just a back and forth here. And I go for the Will-O-Wisp because in this turn, because I wanted to get more damage off onto this Rotom Wash without having just to rely on the luck of him hitting himself in confusion. because with the leftovers damage, plus the burn, plus the confusion potential hits, it's able to bring him down to enough HP, and at a steady rate of his HP is going down. He does end up breaking through the confusion here and going for Volt Switch, which does only 18 damage to me, which is really, really, really nice. I really, like, that was great. I think it was only 18 damage. It was 157 to 139. That was still good. I am going for the Dark Pulse here because I did think that from that range I was going to be able to KO the Rotom, but he does decide to switch into his Breloom from the Volt Switch, and Seed Bomb is going to be a little bit of a problem. I always struggle against Breloom, so this was one thing I was really scared of, but I wasn't scared of anymore because he couldn't set up Spore and put me to sleep because of Magic Bounce. Now the Poison Heal was a little bit of a problem, but I was trying to stall it out a little bit and get my boost up because I realized that I was only going to be able to cleanly get through this Breloom and make sure I had enough HP to get through the rest of his Pokemon with this Sableye if I had gotten my Calm Minds up to 6, if it gotten to +6 in both Special Attack and Special Defense. So right here he does go for the Seed Bomb again, and I was hoping that he would not crit, as I do go for Recover once again, just to make sure that I would be able to live the hit and make sure that I was at a good standing to try and set up a sweep on his team. That was just my move right here. He does go for Seed Bomb yet again, and I did decide to go for another Recover. It's one of the last recovers of the game just because I'm getting to that point where I'm almost at max. He does go for Seed Bomb once more, and I believe I set up a Calm Mind this turn. Or, yeah, I go for the Dark Pulse actually in this turn. And I'm able to do a decent chunk of damage. I'm just kind of gauging to see how much damage I'll be doing. Because this was the first battle I've ever used a Mega Sableye, and I didn't have a real good understanding of how strong or how good it really was. The Pokemon on this team are all entirely new to me except for the Excadrill. And I wanted to kind of get a gauge of how they would all work. So I did go for Recover again, and the Seed Bomb does come through on this turn, and I do go for another Calm Mind because I believe that is now +5. I think there's maybe one more Calm Mind I have to go for in order to get through and knock out this Breloom. In order to cleanly knock out this Breloom, I should say. He does go for Seed Bomb yet again, and I'm at half HP as I do go for Recover one more time because I need to make sure I'm, again, at the most amount of HP as possible. My Sableye is my win condition, so I need to keep it healthy. I think I've used Recover several times during the course of this match, which I feel really bad, and it's kind of stally, but it was the last chance I had at winning this battle, and I didn't want to have to lose it, especially my first time back in a little while. So I do go in for the last Calm Mind, I believe that one was, and he does go for Seed Bomb once more, and brings me at low enough health that a Recover will be able to bring me up almost to full HP yet again. Just trying to keep my HP at a good range so that way I don't get accidentally crit and knocked out. Which would be great for my opponent, but not so great for me, because then I would be stuck in that position and I would have lost the match. As I'm able to go for the Dark Pulse there and get it to enough HP where I can safely recover again after this Seed Bomb right here and end at enough HP that I don't believe I have to recover anymore unless his Delphox had Dazzling Gleam, which was something I was scared of still, because that was another reason why I kept recovering, because I didn't want his Delphox coming in using Dazzling Gleam and then knocking me out. As I do go for Dark Pulse here because I realized that he would not have enough HP even after the 2 turns of Poison Heal recovery to live another Dark Pulse. So Breloom does go down finally after a little bit of a stall match, and I'm sorry to make you guys wait through and sit through that. We're at the end game right here. He does go for Protect, which kind of just confused me a little bit because he knew I probably was going to go for a safer play. The Recover was really only just to guarantee that I would live a hit, and a second hit from this Delphox, and be able to knock it out with a Dark Pulse the following turn, as he does go for Flamethrower, and it doesn't do that much, so I'm assuming that he did not have Dazzling Gleam on this thing the whole time. So that might be good to know for future reference. Maybe put a Dazzling Gleam on there, Keven, because that would be really great for you. He does go into his Rotom Wash this time, and again, it's not doing anything because I'm at +6, and I'm Bold Nature, and I'm Defense invested and Specially Defense invested. I'm an impenetrable wall of little minion right now, and Midna goes for the Dark Pulse here on the switch from Volt Switch, which Mega Gallade has a bit of natural bulk to its special defense anyway, but not enough to take a +6. Not like that. As he does go into Rotom Wash right here, and I avoid the Hydro Pump, which is really unfortunate, but it didn't matter, and I am able to go for the Dark Pulse and knock out Bucky, the Rotom Wash. So that was really, really good game, Kevin. Thank you for the awesome match. It's been a while since I've been back. I'm going to try and get more battles out, and get more people to battle me and such, just because I like using this Pokemon. I like this team a lot. It's one of the newer teams I've kind of just started playing with. Wigglytuff is probably one of my newer favorite Pokemon, just for random reasons. I've always kind of liked it. But again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And check out the description where I do have my social medias and my Twitch account. So you can check that out. My Facebook, my Instagram, and my Twitter are all there. Best place for you to catch a battle with me is through my Twitter and potentially my Twitch whenever I do go back to streaming. So there'll be that there. So follow me on Twitch as well, so then you can catch the live stream whenever I have it. And I'm sorry if you caught that car going out. Someone was leaving the home and they decided to start driving. In mid-recording, but that's okay. Also, don't forget to leave your friend codes and your battle codes in the comment section below, because I do like to take Wi-Fi battles such as these and the U-verses that will be coming out on Wednesday for you guys. So again, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. My name has been Professor Saccharum, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!